Today, the week after Resurrection Sunday, most of us are back to normal. The posts have definitely stopped. The worship sets are over. The Easter clothes, they're back in the closet. And you're back to your regular life. Same job, same struggles, same patterns, same habits, same thoughts. It's like Resurrection Sunday happened, but nothing changed. Here's what I'm seeing. A lot of us made it to the cross. We showed up. We sang the songs. We cried at the altar. We said the prayer. But we never moved past it. Many of us are honestly stuck at the cross. And I don't mean in the I'm so in love with Jesus way. I mean stuck like your car in LA traffic on a Friday. You're not even moving. You're just there, engine running, going nowhere. You're still carrying the same guilt from 5 years ago, still replaying the same mistakes, still holding on to the same resentment, still stuck in the same patterns. Here's the truth. The cross was never meant to be your final destination. It was meant to be a door. Jesus didn't die so you could camp out at Calvary for the rest of your life. He died so you could get through the cross and experience what's on the other side. If you're ready to go deeper, join me as we challenge the narrative and honor the text. You know the song. You've probably sung it 100 times. At the cross, where I first saw the light and the burdens of my heart rolled away. Beautiful, beautiful song. But let me ask you something. Did the burdens of your heart actually roll away? Because after Resurrection Sunday, after the worship set, after the altar call, after you posted the scriptures on Instagram with the perfect filter and the praying hand emojis, you still feel heavy. You're still carrying the guilt, the shame, the bitterness, the unforgiveness, the regret. It's like we've been singing a song about luggage that rolled away, but we're still dragging 3 suitcases and a duffel bag and a backpack we refuse to check. You made it to the cross, but you got stuck right there. We've turned the cross into a rest stop instead of a checkpoint. We pull over, we sit down, we take a picture, we post about it, we tell everyone we were there, but we never actually go through it. If you've been at the cross for 5 years and nothing in your life has changed, you're not at the cross. You're stuck at the cross, and there's a difference. Let me paint you a picture. You're at LAX. You've got your ticket. You've checked your bags. You're ready to board. You get to the TSA checkpoint, and you start loading your stuff onto the conveyor belt. Laptop, shoes, jacket, phone. All good. But then the agent stops you. Sir, ma'am, you can't bring that through. You look down. It's a bottle of water, a full bottle, 20 ounce. You literally just bought it at the Hudson News 30 feet away for $6. But I just bought this. Does it matter? You can't bring it through. Now, here's the thing. TSA didn't reject you. You have a ticket. You're cleared to fly. Your name is on the boarding pass. They didn't say you can't fly. They said you can't bring that. And you have a choice. Let it go or stay stuck at security. Some of us choose to stay stuck. We argue, we get in our feelings, we pull out our phone and start recording. Y'all seeing this? This is ridiculous. I paid $6 for this bottle of water. And meanwhile, everyone else is boarding, the plane is leaving, and you're about to miss your flight, all because you refuse to let go of a $6 bottle of water. But this is what's even more important. TSA has rules about the size. You can't bring a full 20-ounce bottle through, but you can bring travel size bottles, 3.4 ounces or less. It fits the guidelines. It's authorized. You can take it with you. The same is true at the cross. There's a difference between full-size bitterness and travel-size hurt. Full-size bitterness is monitoring their Instagram, keeping tabs on their life, hoping karma catches up, telling everyone who will listen what they did to you, refusing to forgive, holding a grudge for years. Travel size hurt is acknowledging that what they did was wrong, that it still stings sometimes, that you're still healing, that you're not over it yet, but you're working on it. Full size bitterness keeps you stuck. Travel size hurt comes with you. full-size resentment, and travel-size boundaries. Full-size resentment is wishing harm on them, wanting them to suffer the way you suffered, refusing to let it go. Travel-size boundaries is saying, I forgive you, but I'm not going to be around you, not because I hate you, but because I'm protecting my peace. You're not required to be around everyone you forgive. Forgiveness doesn't mean access, it means release. You can forgive someone and still not invite them to your wedding. You can forgive someone and still not answer their calls. You can forgive someone and still choose not to be in the same room with them. That's not bitterness, that's wisdom. Full-size guilt and travel-size regret. Full-size guilt is punishing yourself for what you did 5 years ago, refusing to move forward, believing you don't deserve forgiveness, staying stuck in the shame. Travel-size regret is saying, I wish I hadn't done that. I've learned from it and I'm not that person anymore. Full-size guilt keeps you stuck. Travel-size regret teaches you. Here's what I see people trying to smuggle through the cross. Full-size guilt. You're supposed to be a new creation, but you're still punishing yourself for what you did 5 years ago. TSA said you can't bring that, but you're standing there arguing, I earned this guilt. I deserve to carry this. Full-size resentment. You say you forgive them, but you're still monitoring their life. You're still keeping tabs. You're still hoping karma catches up. That's not forgiveness. That's surveillance. Full-size bitterness. The relationship that ended, the job you didn't get, the opportunity that passed you by. You're stuck at the cross because you're still mad about what God said no to. Full-size ego. You'd rather win the argument than catch your flight. You'd rather prove your point than get to your destination. Your need to be right is a carry-on that's 3 times the size limit. Full-size offense. Just like the crowd on Palm Sunday, you wanted Hosanna, immediate rescue on your terms. And when God showed up differently, you got offended. The cross doesn't reject you. It rejects the full-size version of the things you're trying to bring with you. And you have a choice. Downsize and get on the plane, or stay stuck at security arguing about a $6 bottle of water while everyone else moves forward. These things don't keep you out of heaven, but they do keep you stuck at the cross. You can still get through, but you can't get through holding on to the full-size versions. Let me be clear. You're allowed to still be hurt. You're allowed to set boundaries. You're allowed to protect your peace. You're allowed to say, I forgive you, but I'm not going to be around you. That's not bitterness. That's not hatred. That's not unforgiveness. That's travel size. And travel size is authorized. What's not authorized is the full-size version, the version where you're still trying to control the narrative, still trying to punish them, still trying to make them pay, still refusing to let go. That's what keeps you stuck. Now, here's where it gets interesting, because it's not just believers who are stuck at the cross. We're all stuck. We're just stuck on opposite sides. Paul breaks it down in 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verses 22 through 23. Jews ask for a miraculous sign, and Greeks look for wisdom, but our message is that Christ was crucified. This offends Jewish people and makes no sense to people who are not Jewish. Jews wanted proof. Show me a sign. Show me a miracle. Prove to me that you're the Messiah. The word offend here, it's where we get the word scandal. It means a stumbling block, a trap, something that causes someone to fall. The cross offends believers because it asks them to give up things that they don't want to let go. The Jews had been waiting for a Messiah for centuries. They had expectations: warrior king, overthrower of Rome, restorer of Israel's glory. And then Jesus showed up on a donkey. He didn't overthrow Rome. He didn't establish an earthly kingdom. He didn't meet their expectations. And instead of adjusting their expectations, they rejected him. It's like ordering a pizza and getting a salad. You're not mad because the salad is bad. You're mad because it's not what you ordered. Greek wanted logic. Give me a rational explanation. Give me philosophy. Give me wisdom. But a crucified Messiah, a God who dies, a king who wins by losing, that doesn't compute. So here we are. Believers offended, non-believers confused, both stuck at the cross. One side is stuck because God didn't show up the way they expected. The other side is stuck because the whole thing doesn't make sense, but they're both actually stuck for the same reason. They're trying to bring something through that can't come with them. Believers are trying to bring their expectations. Non-believers are trying to bring their logic. And the cross says, you can come through, but that can't. So let me ask you some questions, and I need you to be honest, not with me, with yourself. Are you stuck at the cross because you're offended? Did God not show up for you the way you expected? Did he say no when you wanted yes? Did he close a door you were sure he would open? Did he bring someone into your life who didn't check all the boxes? Did he allow something to happen that you prayed wouldn't? And now you're stuck at the cross, stuck in your offense. Or are you stuck at the cross because you're confused? Does the whole thing just not make sense to you? You've heard the message, you've seen the people, you've watched church services, and you're thinking, if this is what following Jesus looks like, I'm good. You're stuck because you're waiting for it to make sense. You're waiting for logic. You're waiting for the proof. Or are you stuck at the cross because you're holding on to full-size versions of something you know you need to downsize? You know what it is. You've known for a while. It's the full-size guilt, the full-size shame, the full-size resentment, the full-size bitterness, the full-size need to be right, the full-size need to be vindicated. You're stuck because you're trying to bring it through, and every time you try, TSA stops you. And instead of downsizing, you argue, you justify, you explain why this thing should be the exception. This is what I need you to hear. God doesn't owe you an explanation, but he does invite you in to trust him even when it doesn't make sense. If you're confused, the cross will never make sense. It's not supposed to. It requires trust, not proof. If you're holding on to full-size versions, you're not being rejected. The thing you're holding is, and you have a choice, downsize or stay stuck. Now, I know some of you are probably thinking, but Nelson, what if I let go and forgive and then they hurt me again? Here's what I've learned. So what if it happens again if it's not happening to the same person? What someone did to the old you does not affect the new you the same way. Imagine if you're 10 years old, someone pushes you on the playground, you cry, you run and tell the teacher, you're devastated. Now imagine you're 30 years old, someone pushes you in the grocery store, you don't cry, you don't run to the manager. You might be annoyed, but you're not devastated. Why? Because you're not the same person. The old you would be confrontational. The new you offers compassion. The old you would get hurt because of their actions. The new you prays for their healing because you understand their actions. The old you will curse them out. But the new you prays over and for them. You're not the same person anymore. Paul says it clearly in 2 Corinthians 5:17. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creature. Old things have passed away. Behold, all things have become new. New creation, it means new in quality, fresh, unused, unprecedented. This isn't a makeover. This isn't a glow up. This is complete recreation. But here's the catch. You can't be a new creation if you're still holding on to the full-size version of the old. Old things have passed away, which means they have perished. They have been done away with, not on pause, not on life support, not I'll deal with it later, gone. So let me ask you, what are you keeping on life support that God is asking you to let die? The cross isn't a monument to pay homage to. It's a door to walk through, but you can't walk through it holding on to full-size versions of your offense. You can't walk through it demanding that God shows up your way. You can't walk through it requiring that everything makes sense first. The cross is the door. It's time to downsize, not because it's easy, not because it doesn't hurt, but because what's on the other side of the cross is worth more than what you're holding on to. Resurrection is waiting. New life is waiting. Freedom is waiting. But you have to let go of the full-size version first. So here's the question. What are you holding on to that's keeping you stuck at the cross? Is it full-size anger, full size resentment, full size bitterness, the full size need to be right, the full size need to be vindicated, the full size guilt, the full size shame, the full size regret, the full size offense because God didn't show up the way you expected. Jesus didn't die for you to get stuck. He died so you could get through, but you can't get through holding on to all that.